My name is Eric Lindeblad. I am one of the head technicians here at Lindeblad Piano. My grandfather, Axel Lindeblad, he was an engineer in a piano factory. And then when the crash happened, 1929, then he went on his own. And he made a name for himself. He went out and tuned pianos and did very well. And he was able to buy the property where my shop is, or the original shop is, back in the Depression. So we've owned that property over there since the 30s. Then my dad built his house on it in the 50s. When I was a kid, about 1964, I was 6 years old. That's all I ever knew. So I grew up around it. I was in the shop, I hanged out in there. I'd go see my dad and talk with him in there when he was working in there. And I got a lot of memories of being around that shop. And now, the shop is still there. And I'm utilizing it now to work on pianos for this shop also. So we send pianos up there and I work on them up there. And at the same time, I look after my mother, who is 94. If you see behind me here, we have the whole keyboard. So we have the hammers, shanks, flanges, whippings, keys, bushings, key bed. Although there are individual parts, as the whole piece, that's what we call the action. So when it comes to me, what my job is to make it all work and work properly. We rebuild and restore, I think we're up to about 250, 300 pianos a year. Myself as one technician, I'm assembling roughly about 100 pianos a year. When you assemble that many pianos, you get a good feel for what you're doing. Like when I was teaching my son, I would put my hand on his hand and press the key, all right? And this is what I want you to feel. So I'd actually do it for him. And I'd put my hand on top of his hand and press the key down, and I would say, here, that's where it is, okay? And try to feel that. Every piano is different. The aftertouch is different. Every piano is a different sound, a different feel, different character. Over time, because of the repetition of doing everything and seeing everything, and the amount of pianos you work on, it takes time, patience, and skill. Those three things. So it's all a matter of frame of mind and where your head is at. Passing this on to my son is everything. My son Johnny, he's an action technician who's been learning from me for the last 10 years, side by side. My son Peter, 15 years experience now. Maybe almost 20 maybe. To say that the Lindeblad family has been involved in pianos since 1920 says a lot. My grandfather had a name and people trusted him, and he did a work for a lot of people in the city. And my grandfather gave that legacy to my dad. My dad gave the legacy to my brother and me, and now I'm giving the legacy to my son Peter and Jonathan, and my brother Paul's sons, Todd and Sean. And that's fourth generation. And that says a lot for a company to come from nothing to something like this.